Susie.
Hi, what are you doing?
Oh, just another day in the old... I don't know. I should come up with a cool name for my house. It feels kind of like a tree house. I almost called it a tree house.
Aw, yeah.
When you finally come over one day, you will see.
Come over.
Yeah.
Like it's in my neighborhood. I wish.
Well, one day you'll come visit, maybe, Colorado again.
You never know.
And I'll put you up in a nice hotel since there's no room at the old inn.
No room at the inn.
I learned that real quick when I had my mom over for Thanksgiving. This is a house made for one.
Wow.
I think I maybe set myself up for that.
You hear that, ladies?
Yeah. I mean, that's just
boundaries. That's what that is.
Yeah. This is not this. I could barely fit all my stuff in here.
Yeah, but what about your future girlfriend?
They will live wherever they live.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Buzz
I'm
off.
not moving in. And no. I've learned this lesson. How many times do I have to play this game? So
yeah, you know what you got. Built for one.
And there's a freedom. I've been thinking a lot about the episode that we recorded where you talked about hysterectomies and everything, and just there is a whole freedom that comes with not having the thought. Like there's no biological clock that I'm running by.
No. You're on your own schedule.
I'm just like, what ifs?
I swear, like men always characterize women during the dating years, sort of like the 20s, even high school and the 30s, as like, they're crazy. Like how to lose a guy in 10 days type of behavior. Like they always think women are trying to trap them. Yeah. But almost all of that behavior can be, we can tell you why.
Absolute. And I'm sorry.
There's a deadline.
Have they not seen themselves? Do they not see what boys do to get girls' attention and what testosterone makes them do? You listen to any of those dumb idiots revving their motorcycle engine.
Jeez. Right, but they're trying to mate. And women are trying to mate, but they want to create a family.
Right. Well, I think the men are like saying, look what I have to offer. And the women are saying, I want to choose that.
Yeah. Come on over. Let's make a baby.
Yes.
And never leave each other's side forevermore. But that is because we have a deadline and hormones that tell us to behave that way.
It is wild. I mean, I don't know. I don't speak for everybody. Maybe it's different for some people. But that goes away when things get radical down there.
Rad. It's totally rad.
Yeah. So I'm just like so that it's
Here's
when
one thing. By the way, I'm so sorry, but from in that article, one thing that I was scratching my head over was it said that women who have the hysterectomy have their menopause like 5 years earlier, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? Do they just mean that on average it's like 5 years before they would have that the hysterectomy takes place? Or are they trying to tell me that it's not the causal? I was like, what are you saying?
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
I know. Word it better. New York Times.
And that's why it's so confusing, because all these words are
maybe
they're
it
like
depends on what organs they take. Like maybe you don't have your menopause.
If you still have ovaries, then you're still going to menstruate.
That's disgusting. Can you imagine getting all that removed and then still having to deal with that?
I will say that's the trade-off. You don't have all of those things where your body is basically dying and decomposing on you because your ovaries are like keeping everything going.
Ew.
And it's like lobsters. They mate. They stay in that mating phase forever, and so that's why they never die of natural causes, because they're technically always in their
fertile years.
Yeah,
they're still useful.
They never go into menopause. That's a really interesting thing. The animals that do. There are only like 3 animals that we know of that go into menopause, and it's the animals with the largest brains and the animals they call this I think it's the grandmother theory or the grandmother hypothesis.
Yeah.
Where
I remember that.
Yeah. Have we talked about this on here? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that there was an article in the New York Times about that. And how like we go into menopause so then we can assist our progeny with their fucking kids.
I was going to say pass down knowledge, but what you said works too. I mean, that's definitely it. But then that made me think.
I love that.
It made me think about that article. To pass down some knowledge and to like help
anything,
be there?
Literally anything, Peg. What are you offering? 0. An occasional anecdote. That is what Peg offers.
That's funny. Yeah. And my mom can't even do psychic readings on me. So what gives?
Did she say that?
Oh, that's always been the case. It's like we're too close and she doesn't want to see, but she could always like read our partners or anybody around us, but not us. It's not our children.
Too close to the Monet.
Too close.
Damn.
Yes.
What a ripoff.
Right.
That would be like the main perk of like a psychic family member.
It's like
free
this
readings.
Has helped me 0. You're leading other people
from what
down
I've
the
heard,
right path.
You're not offering free therapy to these people either.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's like
that's true. That's true. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I've offered free therapy to my family my whole entire life. That is exactly why I became a therapist. Maybe it's just to start getting paid for it. Okay, speaking of my mom being here, we saw the movie Wicked. Well, she was here. Are you a fan?
Did you hold space for it to find?
Oh my God! What was that lady talking about?
Well,
I mean, I kind of
confessed.
understand. What? Oh, what?
She confessed that the interview took place the day after the election, and that she was trying to give the cast members an opportunity to speak to the ways that LGBTQ people were probably feeling that day. Yeah. But that she like panicked and it was like a runaway train and didn't know how to like recover from it.
She Michael Scotted all over the place.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and now it's a meme.
Oh, because I understand what I get the LGBTQIA plus tie-in. Like, I get it feels like that when you watch it, and it's like, oh yes, that's such a strong message, and all these things. Not the best for their whole the whole PR tour has been interesting.
It's been a lot for all of us. I feel like we've all been on this journey for months. The Wicked journey.
Yeah, but then I saw it.
You're like,
I love
not
it.
enough. I want more PR.
I love it. You're like, no, I'm not going to see it. You don't even go to the movies anyway.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
What
but
about when
I'm
it comes
happy
to-
for all of you all and all this people singing in the theater or whatever. Was that happening in your theater?
Suze,
Yeah.
you cannot say if I have to be quiet, everyone else has to be quiet. It was everything I could do to keep my mouth shut, and
You wanted to sing.
so bad.
Oh, my Lord.
But I didn't, because I'm a good
Yeah.
person and I
Yeah, you're
care about my
considerate.
neighbor and I'm considerate. So
Nobody
I did not
was
sing.
singing.
Not that I heard. And there was a lady next to me who was like a mean yard duty or school secretary vibes by herself. And it felt like
By
if I
herself.
even uttered a word, I was going to get scolded for it.
Yeah.
And I had already snuck in a bottle of wine in my thermos that I was sharing with my mom. So I felt like I was on the fence with this lady.
You were-
Like
yeah, you were
I
on
was
thin
like
ice.
riding on thin ice.
Yes.
That's what I meant. I was on thin ice with this lady already. Yes.
Oh, my God. Well, I don't love the singing in theaters thing. But it is nice that people feel so joyful and want to connect.
But
I
I
just
want
don't
there
wanna
to
be a
be
part
like
of
an
it.
actual sing-along.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do that. They need to schedule those.
Yes, scheduled. But then I was surprised at how many people in the theater like weren't singing along, and then I thought maybe a lot of them don't know the words because my mom had never seen it and she doesn't know the words, and I think a lot of people don't. I thought, am I a theater kid but like not a theater kid?
Absolutely, because the Venn diagram of theater kid and camp kid
and horse
there's
girl.
A lot. Oh my God, the overlap.
It's practically a perfect circle.
Practically, and it's just Sarah right there in the middle.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is because I love theater, but I would never admit it.
You love whimsy. You love wholesome vibes, but with an edge.
Yeah, and I like talk singing. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is my least favorite kind.
Like, it's okay in plays, but then some of them, I pretend like I don't like it, but I always do.
God.
I should
What's
stop
another
pretending.
example of talk singing? Because yes, I hate it. I know that.
Disney, like Moana.
Oh yeah,
I think,
all the Disney.
yes, and I love that shit. Like I think The Rock, what he did, Moana. What the heck is that song? You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, like, thank you.
Whichever. Yes. Some pleasantry.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Oh, okay, but that teeters on rap.
I know. That's why I like it. This is my argument. I'm glad that you just said it for me. Correct.
What if like you don't love, like you think you like black culture, but it's really just that you don't like melody.
Oh my God. That is really funny.
Sarah, because I have tried to figure out what your deal is.
I think it's what was played, what I grew up with. This is my dad taught African American studies at junior college.
I've heard this.
Like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is, I know what I am.
But Sarah, I get it, and I validate that. And I think that's probably true and why you're so like comfortable with it. But I also think you like that the like musical component is more like flexible.
I do love that.
Yeah, like you could just sort of like
both things are true. Yes,
smart. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else Sarah likes, and that is her Lumi deodorant. I know that for sure.
I just applied. And I ran out. I'm officially, you know, when I gotta get more. I got the seasonal scent, and I'm all out.
You love a stocking.
I do love a stocking, and it makes a great stocking stuffer. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, like any middle schooler could use some in their
oh my gosh
stocking.
And this is great because especially for middle schoolers or anybody who's maybe like me and forgets to put deodorant on, it helps make it so you don't smell when you
even after you
are
smell.
Smelly.
Yes, and I mean that's important for people.
Yes,
it's great. The products are great. They do the work. Created by an OBGYN. You can put it anywhere on your body. If your feet stink, if your thighs get funky, under your boob, wherever.
Yeah, I get that. Boob sweat.
Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine that 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code BrainCandy15 for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code BrainCandy15 at LumiDeodorant.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So yes, Wicked movie. I love it. I'm a theater kid.
You did.
We'll admit it.
You were really happy with it.
I cried the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
The whole time.
Why?
I thought Ariana Grande was really great.
She's awesome. What a talent.
Wow, she is so talented.
I would kill for those pipes, you know?
It's amazing.
And that tiny little body.
And I think right? And same with Kristen Chenoweth. Tiny little things.
For sure. It's like
with
a wreath of pipes.
Oh, yes.
In a miniature woman.
It's so interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are both so tiny. I think that this will sweep the Academy Awards.
There's no way.
Best costumes.
What do I know?
Best costumes, guaranteed. Best wardrobe, gonna win. Costume design, gonna win.
Yeah.
Hair and makeup, gonna win.
Hair and makeup.
Guaranteed.
I was impressed. I read that their tulip scene, where all the tulips, real tulips.
9 million planted.
Tulips.
And art direction, set design, that'll win.
Not with the acting, though. I noticed
I think they'll get nominated.
That.
I don't know. I don't know who they're up against. But it's very difficult for comedies and musicals to win. They'll win the Golden Globes for that category, guaranteed. But in the Academy Awards, it always feels like
maybe makeup too with the
Yes.
Did you say that?
Yep.
Yeah, you said hair and makeup.
Yep.
Yeah. With
which
that,
are they one or are they two? Hair, 2 awards. They should be
separate. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to win everything. I thought it was really all those things were really, really well done.
I'm happy for you, Sarah.
Yeah, I do think.
What other musicals do you like? I don't know why this is so funny.
I really like. I like a lot of them. I like a lot of them that I pretend not to like, but I know all. I like Chicago. I like Rent. I'm a fan of just Andrew Lloyd Webber. Can anything by that guy? Like some Cats. Some. Yeah,
Phantom?
I know all. I've never
Lion
seen.
King.
Yes, I saw that on Broadway. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. And I get very emotional when I see people sing and hit amazing notes. Oh, I could cry thinking of it.
This is the overlap for us.
Yes. When they hit those beautiful... Oh, tears flowing.
Yeah, right. That's church.
It is church. Mm-hmm. I feel it in my heart.
I feel it too, Sarah.
Yes, I could cry right now thinking about it.
Don't do it.
I won't. Because I'm in control of my emotions now that they've taken away my female parts and I'm just on a
Now
patch.
you're like me.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so that was my little summary. I had to talk about that. But yeah, that PR all over the place and wild and crazy. And also Ariana Grande and what is the other girl's name who plays Elphaba?
No idea.
Cynthia. I don't know her last name.
Okay.
Am I close?
Am I close with not knowing it?
Yeah. Cynthia Erivo. I was almost there.
Almost.
Cynthia. I mean,
the first name you got there. Mm-hmm.
She was so good. Damn, what was I going to say about that?
She's a little too serious for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like they're just
very
exhausted.
earnest, all of them. I'm like, you're so sincere. I can't.
Yeah.
There's
they got a
nothing
lot
funny
of
going
tattoos
on.
together.
Oh, Lord.
Like a bunch.
Okay. Calm down, everybody.
Yeah. And as somebody who's gotten matching tattoos with somebody before, don't do that.
Same. Me and Timmy Beggy are walking around with the same tattoos all these years later.
If you are somebody who has a matching tattoo with somebody out there in the world, I want to know right now, are you still together? How long it's been? Give me all the details. Right into the Brain Candy podcast right now.
Totally.
Right? I need to hear this. This is a call to action.
Do you think it's like a curse, though, or it's just the numbers game?
No curse.
Oh, you think it's a curse?
Yeah. I think it's like playing a joke on the universe. Where the universe is like, oh, you think anything in this world is permanent? I'll show you.
Jeez.
And it feels like the opposite of whenever I lose something and I say, well, you know what? It's lost. I surrender it to the universe. And then it shows up.
Yeah.
Like miraculously.
Uh-huh.
That's how it works every time. So I think this is the opposite of that.
That's why my favorite Onion article was the one where it said, like, couple trying to conceive, quits trying, still doesn't get pregnant. Because the joke is, as soon as we quit trying.
Right.
Right? But maybe
there's some truth to that. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about other things that there's truth to. This I saw that sounded like an Onion article in the beginning, and I'm like, wow, okay, we are at this point in science and technology. So we have successfully, like I had any partners.
Yeah.
They, Arc'teryx and this other company called Skip something, have invented robot pants, successfully created. They are out there. You can purchase them. They are shipping next year.
Okay, what? I'll bite.
Yeah.
What are robot pants?
That was a great one. I'll bite. So these are pants that you wear that have AI technology in them and robotic mechanisms around the knee that gives legs 40% more power and boost the leg while you walk. Think somebody who had a knee injury,
Oh, wow.
somebody who's, maybe getting older, or like the elderly people who want to keep hiking and want to keep walking, that
Right.
40% more power boost. They weigh 2 pounds each per leg, so pretty lightweight.
Pretty light. Yeah.
And Arc'teryx, that's one of the best gear brand. Like, they make top of the line stuff. What?
What's
Yes.
the going rate for these things?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. How
Oh,
much do you
no.
think these cost?
A lot. Fuck.
Well, let me put it this way. A pair of Arc'teryx ski pants, a shell, no robotics,
Right.
$750.
Okay.
That's your bib. You're just not the jacket. Not
Right.
the jacket, just the pants, just the bib. $750.
What do you think they
$740.
mean by robotics and AI in your pants?
Buy me dinner first.
Right.
They
This
mean-
is suggestive.
Okay, let me show you. I will show you what this contraption looks like.
Contraption.
Well,
Are they
they're
fabric? Or
They're fabric, and then it's got like a mechanism built
Hinge.
in, like
Is
a
there a
hinge.
hinge?
Yes, that is a good way to put it.
I mean, not the cutest you ever saw,
Right.
but I mean,
Yeah.
It looks like worker pants with like knee pads,
Yes.
kind of.
With like a hint. Here's a better one. You can see.
Oh, okay. It looks like the emoji for like a mechanical leg.
Absolutely, that's a very good description. That it's just almost like glued to the outside of a pair of hiking pants. That is what it looks like. So what do you
Yeah.
think that's going for?
What, $3,000?
Ooh, $5,000.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
what do they do?
They support your leg and give you 40% more power. So whatever the heck you do with
if
that.
I were rich,
Yeah, I'm thinking that this is
buy
going to
them.
create. This is like that movie Gattaca. This is like creates that bigger divide
wait,
between the
is that
people who are able.
Galactica?
Gattaca.
Is it
that's
called Gattaca?
Gataca. They just took the letters in like DNA,
Oh,
what those letters stand for, and they rearranged it to make
okay.
a word.
What? And so it's just like sci-fi, but like
Yeah, and in that movie, it's like people who are able to like genetically modify their babies, or have like
yeah, I don't love it.
robotic parts or whatever, live in like a totally different world, because there's going to be people who are going to be able to afford to hike in the places that only few people are going to be able to reach anymore. This is going to keep all those people hiking on Everest.
Well,
Good and
what
bad
do you-
things.
What do you think about them?
I
say they were affordable.
Well, if somebody like me who say like looks forward to ski season or hiking and all that kind of stuff, and I had a knee injury that made
Yeah.
it so I couldn't do those things anymore unless I was very like assisted up to 40%, I think I would save up and pay $5,000 for that.
Yeah, I think
To be able to
that'd be
keep
fair.
doing activities that I was in,
Things
that would
that-
be super important to me.
If you feel they make life worth living, for
Yes.
sure.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But
So,
how does it do that? Like 40%? Like, how do you think that? it happens. What the hell is in that fucking hinge?
So it has sensors in it, like in the fabric of the clothing that move a little more like with your body. There are sensors that detect when you're going to move and like anticipate the movement. So they start to brace and they start to like tense up. You gave me a pair of impact shorts from Burton that's a material that's soft and flexible until impact, and then it stiffens up. And that is wild to me, that there's no there's no mechanical thing in there, like computer anything in there. It's just the material. So now we combine material technology with robotic technology, AI, stuff that like reads like sensors in your body that anticipate movement or what kind of environment you're in or what you're climbing, things like that. That's cool sci-fi. And I think of this as like, this is, oh my God, years in the future. No, shipping next year. They're showing ads with like old people hiking up mountains and shit.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, 5,000 is a lot, but it's not insane.
Right. It's not. Well, when you think that
For a lot of people.
To add a camper shell, like top with a tent on your car, that's $3,500.
That's how you measure now.
Well, I'm just thinking like that was like, oh, that's expensive. I'm not, I'll build one, thanks. But some people buy, a lot of people buy those.
I'll tell you what's not expensive, and that is Aura frames, which I freaking love for all of my photos.
Yes.
It is the cutest, greatest gift you've ever seen.
There is not a relative in the world who doesn't want this gift.
Everybody wants it.
Every grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle,
sister, brother,
they want this gift.
Even kids.
That's what my aunt's getting.
You get fun pictures to send, and it'll go to their room, and it is a hoot and holler. They can be funny pictures, too.
Yes! Oh, my gosh. That's
anything.
Really cute. I didn't even think about that. That is so oh, my gosh. I want to send Lincoln a pic.
For real. It's so fun. And, like, you have this revolving photo collage or carousel that goes, and you can send new photos anytime you want. It's like unlimited free storage. And so it's always new, always fun, always great. And it has great features where I talk about how it like dims with the light, so it's not this bright orb being annoying. It reads the room, essentially. And it's just such a wonderful thing. Like if let's say you have a family member who is sick, as I did, this is a great bedside gift, too, for that person, because you can just send fun, like, heartwarming, like, things that will make them smile, stuff like that.
Yes.
What a gift. And it was named the #1 digital photo frame by Wirecutter. I love Wirecutter. Here's the deal they have. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code BRAINCANDY at checkout. That's AURA. Frames.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. The deal is exclusive to listeners, so you get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply. What a fun gift.
Yes.
For real. Okay.
Yeah.
Sister, you're up.
Okay, what else do I want to talk about today? I was reading some interesting stuff in New Scientist magazine. Are you familiar with the calorie display that they put on menus? Did they do that where you like there was a law that was passed in, I think it was 2008 in nationwide.
I think it is nationwide.
Yeah. It said if a restaurant or food establishment has more than 20 locations, they have to list the calories that are in the meal, in the food.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that impact your choices? Does that impact your choices?
From what I've read, I read that it is not effective generally. Right. However, I have personally adjusted my choice based upon that information.
That is interesting because I have too, and I also read the same information. That said that
people don't give a shit.
They really don't. So
right.
they have studied this. There was a study that was done in England, then the numbers when they were first researching this and they were first like deciding to so hopeful.
We're optimistic.
But even the optimism was low. I would just call it hopeful because they were projected to it was projected to reduce obesity by 0.31%.
Yeah.
1/3 basically of 1%.
I mean, that's not a lot.
Not a lot. Maybe impactful, definitely statistically significant. We'll give them that. And they predicted in the UK at least 730 fewer cardiovascular deaths as a result of this.
Great.
So that's good.
Yeah.
After 20 years of
20 years.
Look, and it's been about 20 years. I think in England they started earlier than we did. So it changes people's or influences people's decision by an average of about 47 calories. That's it, which is like
that's shocking.
4 M&Ms.
Okay, well, what do you attribute this to? Do you think that like people don't give a shit and they're like fine?
Yeah.
They like their body, they like having a nice yummy snack.
And I think it's the illusion of control. You know what I mean? Like that we see that, and there are people who think, okay, I'm going to see that, and then I'm going to for some people it impacts their decision, but I think that anytime you repress something, it's going to show up somewhere else, and that, I don't know, so more information has never changed behavior.
That is wild to me.
I mean, I think for some people it does, but
it changes my behavior.
I think people who are alcoholics know that drinking is not good for them. I think people who do intravenous drugs know that that's not good for them, but there's still I want the relief, or I want whatever comes with that. I'm hungry and I want to be fed. That's more important.
You know what, Sarah? Here's what my theory is then.
Okay.
Because I disagree. I think information can change behavior, but the problem is the information we're given isn't the right one.
Oh, agreed. Agreed.
If you told an alcoholic, you're going to die at 60 instead of 75, I bet that would change their behavior.
And maybe before there is the what is that pathway, that reward pathway developed. So this information has to come way before. This has to be
earlier.
Yeah, early education.
And
that's why information on nutrition and just how to feed your body and how to fuel your body, I think, is really important. And it's been all over the place for the last long time. I mean, in school, it's like so different. The food pyramid, everything changed. It flipped upside down. It's like hard to know what.
Well, don't you feel like that's because it is complicated?
Absolutely.
Every single variable is like cost benefit. Like even like too much salt. I love salt. That's my addiction. But it's a cost benefit. Like how much do you love salt versus what is the risk? What do you lose if you're eating too much salt? It's so abstract.
And it's not a one size fits all thing, because my brother takes a tablespoon full of basically salts, before he works
sugar
out or after or something like that.
Yeah.
And he just goes, you just take
it's too
salt.
complex for
what?
Listen, have you met the average person?
Right.
That is too much information.
So too much information, not not helpful. And it
like,
turns
do you
out,
think they don't know salads are better? They know.
right. We know, but we're going to choose what we want to choose in those moments. And actually, I don't need them, like, I don't know.
Stop judging us.
Judging me, right. I'm like, don't tell them, okay, you're going to, like, I made this decision. You don't know what I, like.
Everyone does this to me about salt. And I'm like, no, this is intentional.
Yeah.
Seriously, if they said to me, you'll die 2 years earlier because of all this salt, I'd say that is a trade I'm willing to make.
My grandma was like that. That woman never ate a vegetable in her damn life. And I bet never. She lived to be, she died the morning of her 99th birthday. She lived forever and loved
she
salt.
She just hated veg?
And hated vegetables.
What about fruit? She'll go for a fruit?
I can't remember her ever, like, eating an apple. Like, if
what
it
did
is,
she love?
Like,
carbs?
Oh, yeah. She loved
just a
carbs.
Tater.
And yes. And she loved, like, a fish fillet from McDonald's. And she loved a Wendy's hamburger. And she loved a Frosty.
Yeah, sister.
And she just was, like, very physically active. And just, like, kept her body moving. And was, like,
totally worth it.
And I read.
Do you have a vice? I feel like you don't even have a vice.
Yeah, I got it.
What?
I smoke weed.
Oh, but not too much.
Yeah, like regular.
What do you
like
do
pretty much like everybody in Colorado.
Much? Do you have anything you do to excess?
Doom scroll like through social media. I'm terrible at that.
Well, that's all of us.
Boundary issues with myself of like.
So no food or drink.
I mean, not that like, I mean, how would I judge this? I think I go through waves. There are times where I'm like, oh yeah, I will.
Like, what's your weakness, men? Just joking.
Okay, then chillin', mind my business. No salt, I looked around, and I couldn't believe this. I swear, I stand, my niece, my weakness. My brother had it going on to something kind of, okay, I can keep going, but I won't.
I walked right into it.
You really did. That was like when Leslie Knope, there's an episode of Parks and Recreation where Amy Poehler playing Leslie Knope, like somebody sets her up like that and she does like the whole entire parents just don't understand or something like that, like Will Smith rap, and then somebody's like, something's on fire.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. We have a show to do, Sarah.
Yes. Oh gosh, I make myself laugh. What the hell was I talking about?
I just wanted to know, like, do you have like something that's like, I cannot resist a piece of cake or something?
I mean, yeah, anything. Brownies that are out. I can't resist anything. That's why I keep my house so well edited. Like, if I have anything, I will have. I
can really do some damage on cheese, man.
Oh, I ate a quarter of a wheel last night, standing in the kitchen. As I cut up, like I have the loaf of ciabatta, and I'm just like cutting off little slices to basically just serve as a vessel to deliver the brie to my mouth.
Yes. Okay, you get it.
Yes.
And
we read that it's good for your health. It like helps you like absorb alcohol.
If it said on the side of it, like, here's how many calories, it would not change.
I know well and good. See? I don't give a crap because there's. I was saying this the other day. So like, if I could be 5 pounds bigger, 10 pounds bigger, I have, and smaller, bigger, I don't care. I'm still equally as happy or unhappy at either end. So just like whatevs, do what you want to do. Live your life.
Live it.
Eat that fucking brownie. Shit. Yes. I love it. So good. You can just buy an entire box of cake mix and make yourself a birthday cake for no good reason, just because. It doesn't even have to be your birthday.
And you'll sleep easy, and you'll sleep extra easy if you're sleeping on a Helix mattress. Woo!
Yes.
These babies are, well, you're living the dream. The actual, literal dream.
Listen. You're a grown-up now. If you are still sleeping on a mattress that you've been lugging around since college or that your parents bought you 20 years ago.
The old bargain basement.
You know, it is time.
Upgrade.
Yes.
And they're like, I don't know why I'm not sleeping well. I do.
My mom slept on my bed and she was like, what is this? Like, Mom, this is what beds feel like.
Big girl bed is what it is.
Yeah. She lives in Costa Rica, so, you know, it's different there.
Yeah. You all should give it a try. If you're in the market for a mattress, we have the one for you, and they have a deal. You get 20% off plus 2 free pillows for all mattress orders at helixsleep.com/braincandy. And I love a deal. 20% off and 2 free pillows.
Yeah.
You out of your mind? That is a great deal. Go to helixsleep.com/braincandy, and all of our codes are on our website, thebraincandypodcast.com. You people, I don't know. I was tempted to buy the Aura ring. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, of course.
My brother has one. He loves his. I'm real tempted because I do want to know, like, am I sleeping as the way that I think I am, or better or worse?
It's good to know that information.
And hey, Helix can help you out. So there you go.
Yes. All right. Okay, so some other things to note from that. 35% of those postings that show like the calories in an item were inaccurate.
Right. Because
So,
how
like,
could
what do
they
we do?
really say?
We don't need to do this. I think we're good.
Oh, okay. So you like get rid of it. It doesn't
I
help
think so.
anybody. Yeah. I mean, I'd be fine with that. I do
think
like
that
to know, but I mean, I can deduce.
I think what I do think is that the makers of food have a responsibility to not be freaking crazy and put stuff in there that would make it so you need additional information to know. Like, it's so processed and there's so much, I don't know, what, like.
Well, that's true. It's so much more than just calories that that are even something to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
right.
I'm also saying this as somebody who doesn't have, because all restaurants do have nutrition information if you ask for it. Like, if they have it,
Yeah, like on their website and
like
stuff.
those kind of things. And I imagine people who have food allergies and stuff like that, like, they really need to know what's in there and
Yeah.
those things.
But if
that
you're
could
eating
throw
out,
off.
it's probably garbage. Let me just give you a little primer
Right.
on that.
So,
And
I just
it's
feel like it
tasty as
doesn't.
hell.
The studies show it doesn't really make a big difference. So I think it's more difficult for the restaurants that only have 20 locations or so. Like, if you're a big chain like McDonald's, like, yeah, tell me what is in it. But if it's just like 20 locations, like local here in Denver, like, I don't want them spending extra money to, like, I don't know.
Calculate like
Right.
pretend number. Yeah, you're right.
So that's like,
All
we
right.
can cut that. We can.
Agreed.
Yeah, good. How fun when you agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else do I want to say? Another article that was in that New Scientist magazine, there were studies done on astronauts thinking after they've returned from space. Not good.
No, what does it say?
So it's we know that a lot of damage is done when people go up to space from radiation, from being in a zero gravity environment. Like,
Yeah,
I think
trouble.
I think it's radiation that's the big one. Because when they come back, astronauts were given these tests, and their processing speed was much slower, but their accuracy didn't change. So the good news is they're getting the answers right, but they're doing it at a much slower speed, and their memory and recall is affected.
Dang.
It tends to go back to something close to normal, but that processing speed is very noticeable. And if you're like building a colony up on Mars and shit, you're really going to want processing speed and all this kind of stuff to be at least normal, and it's not.
Wow.
Another reason to not go to the old International Space Station.
Yeah, for real. And like, nobody would have argued that their theory was this is probably great for your health.
Right. No, but it's basically like, how bad is it?
Yeah, it's a how bad is it scenario.
Because they're looking at like the cost benefit. Again, it's like what are we risking?
They hang in there though, health wise.
People,
Jim Lovell, my buddy, my beloved, like Jim. If you want to get married, I will leave Adam in a heartbeat. Jim is like he's like 95.
Is this like they were so ahead of the curve to start that we don't notice? Remember, like the nuns with the letters, how cognitive decline isn't as apparent in people who are already starting. Like, these are astronauts. These are like the actual best of the best humans, right?
Yeah. Are you trying to tell me that maybe this study was limited to only cognitive ability?
Yeah,
but it seems to me that radiation doesn't just affect cognition, that it can cause cancer and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it seems, based on just anecdotally, these guys that live quite a long time, that part isn't a problem.
Yeah,
so
that's a
if
really
it is
good
just
point.
cognitive decline and it really is just slowing them down rather than affecting their accuracy, I think that's pretty good results. Because they are so high. I mean, the best of the best.
Actually, they say muscle loss, increased risk of heart disease. However, cognitive effects of long-term space travel were, less well documented. So they wanted to look at that. But so heart disease and, muscle loss, but nothing about cancer. That is, you would think that if radiation were the culprit. So maybe it's not that. Maybe it's look. I say this like I'm going to be the one to be like, oh, here it is. Here it is, NASA.
I'll give you an example. My uncle was a pilot, and he ended up getting breast cancer, which is quite rare in men. It happens, but it's unusual.
Yes.
And he didn't have that gene that is a high risk. And I always thought, I bet you it's from, flying all those years with the radiation. That can lead to that. And maybe it is, we have no idea. But with these guys, you would think they would have similar risk of like...
I am not a conspiracy theorist, but if things were to be covered...
it's bad.
If there were stuff being covered up, I think it would be stuff like the long-term health effect. That's the stuff we kind of maybe bury.
Well, they're not dead. We know that. Like
right,
Buzz
that's
and Jim, for example.
But that's like 2. Do we
yeah, but there haven't been that many, Sarah.
Right. This is true.
There's like under 3 dozen guys and ladies who've been up there.
That is wild when you put it like that.
Yeah.
You're right. But
we don't have a good sample.
We really, really
Send
don't.
more people.
Yeah. See? This is the cost-benefit analysis. We're like, we need to know more. Quick.
You know what, though? It's sort of like the calories on the menus, though, because these astronauts would go no matter what.
Oh, 100%. They don't care. Right.
They want to get up there so freaking bad.
They're just the new explorers. They are. Like, that is a personality type.
Yeah, and that I cannot relate to.
I can a little bit.
Okay.
Like, just the wanting to venture out to know more and that being more important than... It's like, where do you find meaning? What brings you meaning? And isn't it so awesome? I was having this conversation with my mom once because my brother for a long time didn't want to travel, didn't want to go anywhere, but was wanted to put down roots, had such good friend groups, everything like that. And my mom's like, I don't understand why he doesn't want to travel, why he doesn't want to... I said, isn't it fantastic that we live in a world where there are people who really want to stay put? That's why we have farmers and people who made everything run. And isn't it great that we have adventurers? And but the adventurers won't understand the farmers, and the farmers won't understand the adventurers.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I think.
That is a really good point. And it's often presented as people who are like to travel or do these big things are portrayed as virtuous and
Right.
Yeah. And if you just want to stay where you are, it's small-minded.
And And I disagree. Yeah. And I think of how many things need those people. How about like our mail system? Mm-hmm. Rain or shine. That person's not adventuring. They love that life of doing that task.
Yeah, because it's like you can still be an adventurer where you are.
Yes.
Like you can learn. There's so much to learn wherever we are. I like that.
Yeah, thank you, Suze.
Yeah, because that really does change my thinking, because there are people who are stagnant.
Yes.
And have no interest in exploring mentally or otherwise, like another person's point of view.
Right.
I don't like that.
Right. That's different. Yeah.
But you can stay where you are physically and still do it. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I like that. We need all kinds of people.
Yeah. And the people who become like fixated and passionate about like one thing, and they're like, I just feel like this is how we got things like agriculture and
Sarah,
farming and waterways and those kind of things, because like you'd have to stay there and like experiment over and over in the same place with the same things and like not adventure out and leave.
Yeah, because you have to change your perspective. Think about if you study microcosms and like microscopic stuff, you don't need to fucking go anywhere.
No, you stay right there, actually.
Yeah.
Get to know this one. Yeah.
Yeah. And your local nature and the ecosystem where you are.
Yes.
Yeah, Sarah, good point.
Thanks, Suze. I love that. Okay, this is an... I saw this fact just in passing, and then I got curious and wanted to see what else fell into this category. So... I was interested in examples of patents that were given away, because I read that Volvo, the car company, or maybe they were something before that, I don't know, but this is for cars when it was developed, but they were the ones who patented and discovered the 3-point seatbelt. Oh. So the standard seatbelt that we use today. Mm-hmm. And they recognized that that was such an important discovery and really prioritized safety over profit, and so they gave that patent away. Open source patents.
Yeah.
I think it got me thinking about like what falls into this category? What are examples of this?
Right.
And man, is that going to be like a dying thing? Like,
yes.
I think so, because the most recent one to do it, which tells you that he's probably going to kill it, is Elon Musk with Tesla.
What did he do?
He made the EV, the electrical vehicle patent open market, but there are a lot of like, what are they, like contingencies, I guess, like a lot of like limits where it can't be anything that looks like or can compete with Tesla. You can't. They're just, I
don't get that.
parameters.
There were electric vehicles before Tesla.
There's something about his
design or whatever.
Yeah, that. Let's see.
That's so annoying.
What my notes say.
I mean, at least he did that, which surprises me. There must be a reason. He must have benefited in some way.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Because then I wanted to know, like, because...
He's incapable of selflessness.
Absolutely. So it was in 2014 that he announced that he would not initiate patent lawsuits against anyone who is acting in good faith who wishes to use their technology, aiming to encourage the advancement of electrical vehicles and promote sustainable transport. And they called it the patent pledge that specifies that the party, they like gave this list, like you're acting in good faith as long as you haven't like challenged or had any financial stake in any challenge to any Tesla patent, market or sold any knockoff products that imitates or copies the design. So it's they're available to use but come with these strict conditions. And their aim was to like foster innovation and the collaboration in the EV industry while protecting Tesla's interests. So it almost feels like or maybe like nah, 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 nah. Like, you're like, I don't know. It just felt. None of the other ones came with a lot of provisions.
Well, because
I
always think about Jonas Salk.
Oh, yep, he's on my list.
The polio vaccine.
Yes, polio vaccine.
A selfless, beautiful humanitarian act.
With one of the best quotes, he said, "Could you patent the sun?"
Oh,
he was quoted as saying that.
But he, that is so humble because that is not the same.
Right. He didn't invent the sun.
Yeah, nobody did.
Right.
But he discovered the polio vaccine, which was freaking fundamental and life-saving and still is. I was talking to my mom about this because she didn't used to be anti-vax. Like, we're all vaccinated.
Right.
My brother and I were like, boy, we really dodged a bullet because, like, in these later years of conspiracy theories and stuff, she has become wary of vaccines, which understandably, because of all the misinformation and stuff she doesn't understand. Everything is misinformation to my mom because she doesn't understand anything. But I was like, so, like, if you had a baby right now, would you get any of them, or are they all bad? And so, like, I made her, like, go through the list. I mean, it was a real fun Thanksgiving, everybody. So, when we got to polio, that was a real humdinger because she lived through polio. Like, you saw what it's like when people have polio and how fucking hellish for children specifically that is. And so she was like, I might still go for that guy because, like, it'd be very difficult to suspend reason and have experienced what you saw.
Right.
And then still be like, nah.
Right.
So
it's crazy.
I'm just saying, thank you, Jonas Salk.
Yes.
Because you are a hero.
On that list.
What else is on the list?
Tim Berners-Lee, he was working at CERN, and he is credited for inventing the World Wide Web. And he was like, here you go.
Where is that guy now? He's just hanging out somewhere barbecuing?
I wonder. I have no idea.
Where is he?
I don't know.
I don't know why he's barbecuing in my mind, but, like, just like a dad.
That is, basically. I imagine him, that's funny because I imagine him as that too.
It's like rather regular dad guy. What year was that?
1989.
Yeah, he's definitely still hanging out.
And in 1993, he made the web's code available to everyone without royalties, encouraging rapid adoption and innovation. And the impact of the World Wide Web revolutionized global communication, commerce, and information sharing, and became one of the, obviously, we know about the web, so there you go.
It's like, do we thank him or are we mad at him?
Right. It's kind of like inventor of plastic. I think about that. And like, so good, but so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You remember when you asked your grandma, like, what was the worst or most consequential, whatever? And she said credit cards.
Yes.
It feels like that with the internet, but like way more. Because with credit cards, there are still parts of life that are unaffected. But with the internet, there is no part of our life that is unaffected by the internet.
I asked her what the worst and best invention was. Worst, she said credit cards. Best, she did say internet.
And it is, but it's also the worst.
Right. 100%.
It's like the best and worst invention.
Yes.
What's that guy's name? Malcolm? What's his name?
Tim Berners-Lee.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim.
It's hyphenated. Yeah.
I want to know what he has to say.
Right.
Don't you want to know?
Oh.
Like,
see,
what are Tim's
that's
thoughts?
a good deep dive. Oh, that's a good follow-up question.
Tim Berners-Lee.
I want to.
Does he hyphenate?
He does. Yeah.
I have several questions for Tim then, just about other stuff too.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Berners-Lee. Yeah.
Wow. Sarah.
Yeah. A couple other ones. One of my favorites on this list, George de Mestral, creator of Velcro. There you go.
He should have.
Right.
That wasn't that important. He should have made a lot of money.
It feels kind of like he just took a look at nature and was like, copy paste. Because That's what those bristles do.
True, but that's even more reason to be like, yeah, I deserve.
Yeah, okay,
This
that
was
is.
right in
If
front
I
of
did
your eyes,
that, I would
everybody.
never fucking shut up about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, could you imagine me
Every
inventing
check
something
I'd
like
cash, I'd be like, yep, I created
Yep.
Velcro. Mm-hmm. Because it's not
And,
like anybody
yeah.
will die if they don't have it. He should have taken the money on that one.
Right,
That was
just take
stupid.
it.
What's that guy's name?
that? George DeMestral.
George. Stupid.
George, yeah.
You might have
1955 that happened.
invented Velcro, but you're a moron.
This is a fun list to go over and get Susie's take on these creators. Okay, and the last one on my list, Crick and Watson, those are both the last names, they were involved in the discovery of DNA, and they recognized that it was really important for everybody to be able to have open source information for DNA and how to read it.
All right.
And
That's nice of them.
so we like
I
them.
guess I'm more like into medical and
Yes.
like biological free stuff. Because those guys make a lot of money anyway. They're fine. But the freaking inventions like Velcro, you get your paper. I mean,
Get your, yeah.
you don't need to give that to us. What do we do to deserve Velcro?
Yeah, I would like to know, because he does credit like the invention being from like seeing the hooks on like the dog, like the burrs or whatever on the dog.
That's cool.
But I would like to know why he said no.
Maybe he was independently wealthy or something.
That feels like that.
Because whenever you hear about like Bezos or I was reading about billionaires in the post-election thing where everyone's like trying to figure out what happened. And they're thinking about billionaires. Okay, billionaires want, like, they don't want to lose their money. They don't want high taxes, whatever. I'm constantly like, why? If I were a billionaire, I wouldn't even be thinking about that. I would just be like having a nice cheese plate.
Right. What? That's because you don't get
That's
to that
why I'm
place
not a
without.
billionaire.
Right. That is exactly why. It is.
I just couldn't be bothered. Who cares?
Right. Well, that's why you're not a billionaire.
Yeah, but why do they? They have, let's say you have $1 billion.
I honestly, I don't fucking know, Suze. I ask myself this. I just would do it so different. I don't know. But I think we have to
They keep working.
be thirsty for money in a way that we are not.
I don't get it. There
don't
is an
get it
upper
either.
limit of like what you can do.
Right. With the fucking boat that had to be like break down the bridge. I can't.
Yeah, so things like that where even if he were independently, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's wacky. Like, you don't need more.
He's no George DeMestral, I'll tell you that.
That is so true, Sarah. Thank you for that list. Thank you for all of your wonderful facts. I mean,
This was a
You
fact-filled
really-
episode.
it was fact-filled, and you
Well,
really
that's what
did.
I got. I read Science-y magazine, so that's inspired me.
Good job.
Thanks,
I loved
Suze.
it. Great
Thanks.
job. I loved it.
Another yes, your reactions were very helpful.
We're a good team.
Yes.
Don't forget, everybody, go to thebraincandypodcast.com and you'll find all our codes. Because if you don't use our codes, what will 2025 be? No brain candy.
What? How? Don't put things like that out into the universe.
Why am I threatening them?
Right. Go use the codes.
just saying use
Keep
the
our
codes.
lights on, and keep the hilarity coming in the new year.
See you next time. We love you. Bye.